All right, Barb, thank you. Well, the chance to explore technology and creativity is really at the heart of a movement to develop so-called maker spaces. It's an idea that one Hoosier entrepreneur putting into practice with exciting benefits for both teachers and students. Longtime Indianapolis executive and entrepreneur Kim Brand has invested in the manufacturing and technology industries for many years. He joins me now to talk about his latest venture, the First Maker Space. And Kim, is always welcome to the program.
Thank you, Gary.
And this really, well, first of all, this makers movement, if you will, across the country and now here in Indiana is really gaining momentum.
Well, I think that people have an intrinsic interest in DIY. Let's start with that. And whether it's crafting or tinkering, or we call thinkering, so many people are finding some benefit in making things themselves. And so starting on both coasts, but now with the energy here in the Midwest, we're happy to report the concept of making things has become far more interesting, and of course spurred on with the newly available lesser cost 3D printers, laser cutters, et cetera.
So First Maker Space, this is focused in the education space, and in particular, you really want to get at these middle skilled jobs, which is a real shortage of people to fill these middle skilled jobs.
Well, you know, creativity is something that unfortunately many educators believe is no longer as significant a part of a typical kid's education as it once was. We used to have shop class, and when you make things, you're invested in a very personal, sort of authentic problem. And so we hope that combined with our education partners, we'll be able to bring these more creativity, critical thinking, problem-solving skill sets back to education, starting in the very youngest grades. I mean, we have programs that we're running right now, beginning in kindergarten.
Talk about the model, and talk about you're in a number of schools right now here, and I know you're growing that number, want to grow that number. How does it all work?
Well, we started with hundreds of 3D printers, and thanks to a very generous gift from one of our investors, we were able to run 3D printing, design, and summer camps. We put those in about 30 different schools, and we held summer camps this year for over 550 kids. But what we discovered was that kids just want to make stuff, whether it's 3D printers or cardboard and glue guns, frankly. So we've been able to partner with these schools using 3D printers as sort of a trick to get kids interested in engineering, science, technology, math. And with that, then we've discovered that as we see educators attempting to find new methods and pedagogies to inspire kids to do problem solving, that they're making room in classrooms now for maker spaces, and it's outfitted with all the latest technology, but all the traditional ones that educators have been using for years.
And you're really looking to kind of remake, if you will, the educational landscape, the way it's taught, the way teachers teach is an important part of this.
It's hands-on learning. It's the combination of formal and informal, aligned with curriculum, but also free to explore and allow kids to fail in some cases, because failure today in education is the end game. We want kids to know that innovation and iteration requires you to stumble, and there's no better place to do that than in a maker space.
What do you see as the potential impact of this First Maker Space? You're up and running now. Where do you see this? Where do you see this going?
We had some research done by Marian University at our Tech High School makerspace. I would have been happy if they had discovered that we were able to move math scores. But I have to say that their results came back and impressed me even more greatly. It was that kids who have a makerspace experience are more enthusiastic about learning. It doesn't get any better than that. You know, today, with the internet, with access to resources that in my generation were only a dream, a kid who's curious can train himself. And what we hope is that makerspaces become that place in a school building where the answer to the question, why do I have to learn this, is obvious. That to make things, you have to know the math, you have to know the science, and we think that it will be a place for kids and teachers to hang life experiences on curriculum that formerly were a little too abstract, a little too academic.
Yeah, and at the same time, getting at that middle skill jobs issue. Very quickly, you've got partners, Marian University, UND. You want to get some businesses on board too.
That's right. And we've partnered with Harrison College to develop an introduction to advanced manufacturing. Because of our experience with 3D printers, we knew that this could get young adults, youth energized about learning these manufacturing sorts of skills. So We're going to let kids actually build a 3D printer and operate it, figure out what makes it work, why it doesn't, and how to fix it. We think that employers will really appreciate a job applicant that can think on their feet and work with their hands, and building a 3D printer in the certification program may be the way.
Fascinating idea and program. Kim Brand is president of First Makerspace. Kim, congratulations. We'll look forward to watching the progress going forward.
Thank you very much.